Hi, everyone. This is a YAS, a Stripper Podcast Mini-Sode featuring brands and entrepreneurs and in the sex worker realm. So this is their opportunity to talk about their brand, their work, and give us a little insight on how and why they got started. This is your opportunity to get inspired, learn more about sex worker entrepreneurs and brands, and support their businesses. So welcome to our first ever YAS, a Stripper Podcast Mini-Sode. Today, I'm here with Paige. Hi, Paige. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you? Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, thank you so much for being here. I'm very excited to be chatting with you. That's how I'm doing today. Paige, what are your pronouns? Let's start with that.
She and her.
Perfect. Thank you. And you're here to talk about your business. Can you tell us what that is and what your business is about, and a little bit about yourself as well? We want the audience to get to know you.
Yeah, absolutely. So my name's Paige. I'm the founder of Pypr. Pypr launched about a month ago, so we're very new, but it's been amazing. Pypr is the first financial platform to help millennials, creators, people not a 9-to-5, gig workers, anybody that is literally not a 9-to-5, file their taxes, get legal advice. We help them with business setup, basically everything under the sun.
Wow, that is a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Holy cow. So what about you? What's your story? Like, what's your background and like how and why did you choose to start this?
Yeah, absolutely. So I do not have a background in finance, which is so crazy. So to do a startup that's in finance is a little wild, but my background is aviation. So I was a flight attendant for X amount of years. And actually the story of Pypr comes from a really unfortunate event. I had a professional be unprofessional, and this accountant actually came on to me.
Oh no.
Yeah, in his office.
Ugh.
And so it's okay. Pypr came out of it, which is a good
Right.
thing. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so, that was an awful experience. And then when I rejected that whole scenario, I got a bill of an extra $4,000.
You've got to be kidding
Yeah.
me.
So obviously I did not pay it. I paid
Right.
him for his services and what him and his team did, but anything more, I was like,
Yeah, totally.
So so that happened, and then I was just thinking, and one day in the shower, Pypr came to me and I was like, there's no service out there that really focuses on people that are not in a traditional workplace or are not a 9-to-5. And also I didn't grow up with the financial literacy. I came from a very humble and poor beginning. So it was very difficult when I started opening up my corporation and what to do with that, and then being taken advantage of. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's
Wow.
how Pypr was born.
That's amazing. So I was going to ask you, well, I guess, are there any hurdles from when you started, like, and not, and I'm say after the incident with that other person, because that was definitely a hurdle. But after you got started, were there any hurdles for you or any things to overcome?
You know what? When I was calling around recruiting my accountants, this is a big hurdle, and I didn't realize how bad the industry actually is. And I said on the phone to an accountant back in Ontario in Canada, and I said, have you ever worked with dancers? Have you ever worked with creators, entertainers, anybody in the sex work industry? And he's like, no, but I'm okay with it because I would just trade services. I'm
No,
not
he
even.
did not say that.
Yeah, he did verbatim. And my jaw dropped on the phone. I was so livid. And I turned to my friend at the time and I was like, I have to make this. Like, I have to bridge the gap. I have to do something. I have to be a female founder. Like, and I have to hire people that are professional, that get it, that don't judge, that are respectful. Like, oh yeah, it like makes me so angry.
Yeah, totally. I'm
Yeah.
furious. Yeah, that like gave me chills all over my body. And
Yeah.
I guess I forget that people are like that because I don't have a lot of interactions with people like that. So
That's a good thing. But yeah, it's so yeah, that was a major hurdle. But I mean, I've hired an amazing team across Canada and the US. We have amazing, we call them Pypr partners, which are CPAs.
Nice.
accountants, and we also have legal professionals on the team, and they all go through a sensitivity training and a book of ethics.
Yeah.
And sensitivity. So like, for example, if you have a client who's a dancer, we refer to them as a dancer instead of other terms, or we ask them what term they like. We go over pronouns. We go over the fact that maybe this client is collecting money from Zelle or PayPal or all forms of different payment.
Yeah.
We go over maybe some of their worries. They're worried about being judged about what they do. They're worried about all these different things. We go over with our content creators that do adult content. We go over, the sex toys, the different things you'll see as a write-off. So
Yeah.
they totally know our clientele like the back of their hand.
Yeah, that's really, really great. I work with 1-800 accountant on very similar stuff that you all do. This was
Amazing.
before I knew about Pypr and
Of
met
course.
you. Yeah. And our first accountant, I had to like go over their head because I was getting blown off and I was getting like kind of pushed down like this priority wheel. And I could only assume it was because of the work, it had to do with sex work. And of course I don't have any evidence or proof of that, but I'm like, why are we not a priority? We paid the same money as everyone else. And then when I called and I was like, they're telling me to wait, the people on the phone were like, no, you're not supposed to wait. And they like basically gave me a new accountant who was like so much better. But that does happen. There is discrimination. So I think it's so important that you do these sensitivity trainings so that these things don't happen, because people are afraid to do their taxes and talk to people who are professional when often we do all different types of work. And so it feels really good hearing about what you all are doing over there.
Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I think education is the baseline of everything. I think it is, so important. And I wish when I was younger, when I started working in the nightlife industry, I had the education with finances, and I didn't. And it costed me a lot, and it caused me a lot of tears and stress and anxiety and not knowing who to trust or who to go to. And so that's why Pypr is so important to me from an education standpoint. We have free resources on our website. I'm always around to talk and chat and answer questions to the best that I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is really cool. So how long have you all been in business for?
Over a month.
Just over a month.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So brand new. So exciting.
So exciting. It's been so much. Yeah, it's been great.
So can you list through again before we end, because you said it in the beginning, but just in case people didn't retain the information, what all the different services are? Because it sounded like a lot. So yeah.
So our primary focus right now is tax services as we're in tax season. So we do all the filing, bookkeeping, all that stuff. We have amazing accountants on the team that help you with this stuff. We have like our Pypr Express package. We have our Pypr Pro. Pypr Pro's for like, in Canada, it's like a corporation.
Okay.
So it would be the same. So an S Corp. In the US.
Sure.
And then we have our Pypr Express, which is LLCs, anybody, maybe T4s, like more, I don't want to say simpler, but more like simple. Maybe you're getting one income source. Maybe it's just OnlyFans, that kind of thing. And then we also do monthly bookkeeping if you require it. We can also do personalized service. And we also offer like legal advice and consultations that way. That's
so cool. It sounds like a sexy mix of LegalZoom and 1-800 accountant and QuickBooks.
Yeah, exactly. But with a real person behind it, we answer our phones, we answer our emails, and we're always down to talk and answer questions.
I love that. So how can we find out more about Pypr and follow and support or sign up if anyone needs these services?
Yeah, so we're at Hello Pypr on all platforms. We're on Reddit, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter at Hello Pypr. And then our website is www.hellopypr.com.
Awesome. Okay, so we all need to go there. When my 1-800 accountant things runs out, I think I'm switching.
We'd be happy to have you.
Is there anything else that you would like the audience to know about you or your brand, or just anything in general about like maybe the importance of doing your taxes and things like that before we close out?
Absolutely. I think there's so much fear around paying taxes, and rightfully so. It is a scary thing, especially when you're starting out, but you will feel so empowered when you know your finances, when you don't have that fear, when now you filed your taxes, now you can invest your money, you can buy stocks, maybe you could do real estate, you can go after your goals. And at Pypr, we actually start with your goals. We want to know, what are your goals in 5 years? Do you want to own a house? Do you want to be a landlord? Do you want to own a bunch of stocks in Apple? Like whatever your goals are, we work with you and make sure that we can get you on the track to reach those.
Yeah, amazing. Well, I'm inspired and super excited for you and your business and your partners, and for people out there who need a service like this. So thank you so much for providing that. Yes.
Of course. Thank you.
You're so welcome. And thank you for being here with us today and for being our first Mini-Sode guest.
I'm so excited. I'm honored. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Yeah. And so audience out there, now you know what to follow, what to do. And thank you so much for tuning in to YAS, a Stripper Podcast Mini-Sode. See you soon. Thanks for listening, everyone. This episode has been a production with Pypr Podcast Network. Find out more on Instagram at Pypr Podcast Network. Be sure to follow us on Instagram too at YAS, a Stripper Podcast, and you can find us on Twitter at YAS, a Stripper Pod. Please like, subscribe, and rate YAS, a Stripper Podcast here on YouTube. See you next week.